Good morning, my good friends. Shy, Nerdy, MDK. All of you have come to play. Don't watch me, watch this guy. Big Mike. Good morning. Jolie. I got your tea, my dear. I'm drinking some This is Weird Instrument Week. Yesterday, we played Waterphone. What are we playing today? What is this instrument? What is this instrument? Weird Instrument Week. What is this called? It's not a Hydra. And it's not a crazy guitar, but it is kind of crazy. It's not a double neck. What is this called? Isn't this beautiful though? You have got to be quite a musician to play this. See, my friends, you're going to learn this morning. We're going to learn about a weird instrument. I can tell not too many of you knew. By the way, neither did Pops. Don't feel bad. Sounds like a whole orchestra. Give me a couple of thumbs up for the music. Mary Jane, good morning. Give me a couple of thumbs up. Toucan Chefy Chef. Thumbs up for the music this morning. Even if you don't know what the heck that musical instrument is. Right, there's my thumbs uppers. There's my thumbs uppers. What the heck was that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's called the Picasso guitar. The Picasso guitar. Picasso, spelled Picasso. That was the famous jazz legend Pat Metheny. That was Pat Metheny on the Picasso guitar. Oh, I'm sure there's some abstractness to it, Shy. Okay, that's called the Picasso guitar. But it's spelled with a K. So they're even getting more creative than Picasso. The Picasso guitar. Very, very few people in the world have one. Even fewer. Carlotta, you're a Metheny? String theory. Born in Toronto, Manzer is a fearlessly creative luthier. A luthier, what is a luthier? What's somebody that's a luthier? You know what a luthier is? A guitar maker, a guitar craftsman, usually stringed instruments. They'll make other types of stringed instruments too, right, Higgs? A luthier. This guy in Toronto, a fearlessly creative luthier, after having worked with Carlos Santana and Paul Simon and Pat Metheny. Well, between he and Pat Metheny, they've collaborated and won over 20 Grammys. And he created this Picasso guitar. There's a whole story behind it. It's not mycology, so we'll move on to something else. But, excuse me, we're in the business of learning here. So the rest of this week, because I can get away with it, there's no copyright on that, we're going to do Weird Instrument Week. Give me 10 people that like that idea. There's 44 of you here, so that's a quarter of you need to say, I'd like to hear another weird instrument to start our morning tomorrow morning. Asian sounding, huh, Shy? So we're just going to learn weird instruments out there. Who knew that there was a Picasso guitar? Who knew there was a water phone? Right? And you know what I like about them, Shy, is the music that they make. Okay? So we're going to fungi to you, mycology. We're going to do weird instruments this week. I'll find another one for tomorrow. NERS, you know about one? Speaking of NERS Ratchet here. You know, it took me like 4 months to realize your name was saying NERS Ratchet from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Higgs, create us a shroom horn. That wouldn't be bad. NERS, she's a nurse. Why do nurses carry red crayons? Why do nurses carry red crayons? Yep, I knew you were a nurse, Ratchet. Why do you carry red crayons? So they can draw blood. Okay. Free the Ancient One sent me that one last night. I was like, that's so... It's the easy one for you to remember today. That's the only one I'm going to tell. You're going to remember it for the rest of the day. Anyone that's a nurse, go up to him and say, hey, do you got a red crayon? And she says, no, but why? And go, well, I thought you could draw blood. You know a nurse, okay? Free, those are great when you send them to me. Love you, man. I love you like a brother. Okay, map day. Nerdy, we haven't done maps in 100 years. I need 5 people. Carrie, your guy is hilarious. He's also very handsome. Give me T. Anderson. Use that one today. Give me 5 people. I want to put their a pin on the map for their name. 5 people. Where do you live? Give me your city and give me the closest big city. Thank you, Free. You're hilarious. Tennessee, no. Nope, I got one in Denver, Colorado already, Nerdy. Okay, come on, give me a city and your state. Columbia, Missouri, we already are in there, Shy. Already. Gastonia, North Carolina, I can do that one. Gastonia, North Carolina, we'll pin that today. Gastonia, North Carolina. Ithaca, New York. I'm feeling like we don't have an Ithaca. Ithaca, New York. Every week from now on, we got to get back to pinning the map. Okay, Ithaca, New York look pretty good. San Marcos in Texas. Let's find that one. That should be easy to find. San Marcos in Tejas. Easy money. Morehead City, North Carolina. Let me think about that. I think we have one there, Nat. I'll put you on the side slice just in case. Okay, but I'm pretty sure we have one there. Knoxville, you're already covered. Knoxville, you're covered. Little Rock, Arkansas. Let me think about that. Clinton area. I'm going to write that one down. I'm pretty sure nobody's gone to Clinton, Little Rock. Mary Jane. Mary Jane, tell us yours. Mary Jane lives up in some Montana. She's like on an Indian reservation or something. Mary Jane, I want your address. That'll be the number 5 for today. Mary Jane, give me an address. Not address, but a city and a state. Why am I saying address? I can't put your house, a pin on your house, but I can pin your city. Okay? Mary Jane, where the heck are you at out there? Well, Katy, Texas, that's a pretty good one. I'm going to slip to Katy, Texas in on the side, too. Okay, Katy, Texas, just because I like saying it. Katy, bar the door. I'm going to Texas. Okay, Mary Jane, I'm waiting on you. I'm giving her a personal pin. A personal pin. See, Shy, you pinned the board at Mushfest? Okay, good job. All right. Am I getting one? Mary Jane, did she just pop in to say good hello and then took off? That's fine. Whenever I hear from her again, we will find out where her address is and her state, and boop, we'll put it down. Okay. Let's do a giveaway. Never winner beforers only. Never winner beforers only. You know who you are. You know you're not supposed to. You know who's supposed to play and who isn't supposed to play. Hey, never winner beforers, especially if you're new here. All you have to do is say a number between 1 and 50. You can say up to 3 of them on one line at one time. The first person to get that number will get a prize. Okay, go. Never winner beforers only. Don't disappoint me by answering, but you've won before. Okay, don't do that. All right. So let's go. Never winner beforers. You know who you are. Never winner beforers. The number's right there. It's staring me right in the eye. Okay, never winner beforers. You can answer up to 3 numbers on one line. Keep going. Never winner beforers. What's the real number here? Let me see to make sure no one said it. Okay, nobody has said the number yet. Never winner beforers. Let's keep it going. Never winner beforers. What, are there only 4 of us here today? There's only 4? John Lewis, put 3 numbers on one line next time. Okay? Never winner beforers. Miss Red Badger, put 3 numbers on the line. Okay? It increases your odds. All right? Paige, you're going to rock the interview today. Everyone knows that. Paige is Who wouldn't hire Paige? She's the smartest thing on the planet. Okay, we're still not seeing the number. Never winner before's. There's only what, 4 of you? Are you kidding me? Are you sure that there's a guy, I think up here, I think I've sent him stuff before. He's been a winner. Let's be careful. Winner, never winner before's only. What do you think? I'm waiting. We'll just go for the rest of the day on this one. What do you think? Or should we just say forget it? We'll just move on. Never winner before's. Is there a reason it's either you're brand new or you're winningly challenged? Which is it? You're winningly challenged. Okay? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Major General and Pearl. You guys are not even close. Okay? Gino's like, Pop, stop it. I'm trying at least. Okay. I'm going to tell you never winner before's. The number now is between 21 and 30. 21 and 30. 21 and 30. I've made the space really small. Deborah Pearl just nailed it. 29. Deborah, it's a 29. Okay? That's an upside down 29 right there. Deborah Pearl. Deborah, you are no longer a never winner before. You are now officially a winner after. Just call yourself a winner, period. Okay? Deborah Pearl, you're going to be sent, Miss Pearl, I'm going to send you, I'm going to give you a choice. Deborah, I have an 8th here of iceberg. I have an 8th here. A little over an 8th of iceberg shrooms. I also have, I had done this quite some time ago, a couple months. And then I packed them, put them away in my shroom pantry. And yesterday I was going through and doing some new organizing. Excuse me. And I found this pack that had been in there. Deborah, I have to tell you the truth. It's been in there for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Should be wonderful anyways. It's an 8th. At the time, these are hillbillies. And I was slicing them, doing cross sections. So you can go with this 8th, or you can go with this 8th. Okay? Which one would you prefer, Deborah? We can pretty much guarantee you'll like them both. Which one would Miss Deborah like? These weren't freeze-dried. Those are actually dehydrated. Deborah's going iceberg. Done. Consider it done, Deborah. We're also going to be putting in your box 5 400 milligram Ghost pop caps. So these are each one of, we call them museum doses. Okay? So we'll put this and your museum doses in there. Deborah, I need your address at the DetroitMushLab.net. The Detroit, and that's all one word, lowercase, the DetroitMushLab.net. Send me your address, and I'm going to send that package out to you. Good morning, everybody. I still have 2 more giveaways today, so hang in there. If you didn't win yet, you're going to win. And Deborah, you are now a winner. Well, you've always been a winner. It didn't take that, but the good part is you can no longer get stuck in the never winner before group. I feel sorry for the never winner befores. I don't want to be one. I just want to win and get it over with. I have to tell you guys a couple of rando factos. Just real quick rando factos that I found. Okay? Actually, this will be a good one. This is going to qualify you for a spin to win round. Okay? This will qualify you for a spin to win round. The person that answers this, I'd like to get 3 people to answer it correctly. Okay? 3 people to answer the rando facto correctly. The first 3 people to get it correct will move forward to a spin to win round. That'll be fun. Here's the rando facto. So back in the day, Civil War era, communications were pretty much just by, the fastest way of communicating was what? Telegraph? Yeah. Telegraph was the fastest way you could get information, besides maybe a carrier pigeon. But the telegraph. Well, it was pretty tough to send a telegraph from here to Europe. They didn't have underwater cables laid yet, et cetera, et cetera. They were working on it at that time, by the way. But basically, yeah, you had to put your message on a boat and send it over there. So Abraham Lincoln gets killed. Bing. Shot in the head, Ford Theater. How many days did it take for London to get the news? How many days did it take for the news of the assassination to get to London? What do you think? One person has said the number correct so far. I have one person so far that has it correct. One person. You can keep guessing. So far, I've got one person. I was surprised by the number. It's fast, but it's not fast. You're surprised, but you're not surprised. Okay? So far, I only see one person guess the number. I think I'm going to just give it to that person. I think we're going to call it off and give it to that person. Mr. Phillips, tell us again what you said. Mr. Phillips, tell us again what you said. By now, people could have looked it up, so too late. By now, too many people could have looked it up. Mr. Phillips is going to be the winner. Mr. Phillips, 11 days. It took 11 days. I see other people coming in with 11s now, but that would take, it's too easy to look up that answer after a while. The news about the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln reached London 11 days after the fatal event happened. That's faster than you thought, huh, Shai? That's a little bit faster than I thought. Mr. Phillips. Excuse me, Phillips. Mr. Phillips, I'm going to send you this. Mr. Phillips, I'm going to send you this. Okay? No, I'm not accusing anybody of looking it up. It was taking a little longer than we thought. Mr. Phillips, I'd like you. I know, Higgs, that seems like pretty fast. Philly, I need an address from you. So, Mr. Phillips, send me your address at thedetroitmushlab.net, and we'll get that sent out to you. Okay? I forgot to write down the name. It was Deborah Pearl. Deborah Pearl. My good friend Deborah. Deborah won the first thing. Mr. Phillips won the second thing. How do you like this idea? I don't know if I believe it. This is a rando facto that I don't believe. Just so you know up front. According to a memo from a top franchisee, only 1 out of every 5 millennials has ever tried a Big Mac. Really? Only 1 out of 5 millennials has tried a Big Mac? Higgs, I don't believe it. I think it's 4 out of 5. It's closer to 5 out of 5. You believe it, you guys? Seriously? Alan says, Bob says, oh, it's absolutely true. I'm not saying that we blame them. I'm just saying. How could you know if, Jose, how do you know if you hate it if you didn't try it? You have to try it. Now you tried it, stuck, you're not in that list. I find that hard to believe. Ms. Redberg's like, I pray it's true. I don't believe it. I call BS on that one, Meg. I don't care which, you're a millennial, Generation Z, baby boomer, bip bap bomber, whatever you are. I don't even know what it takes to be one. I think we've all tried a Big Mac. Nerdy said once, 112 years ago. Is that true? Is that true? Big Mac. I have to admit something. I had a Big Mac last week. I did. There's a McDonald's right next to the post office. I was like, I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time. But what I hate about the Big Mac is it's too much sauce. They put too much of their sauce on it. I'm eating it and it squips out all over my hands and stuff. So I have to go through there and I say, and make it light on the sauce, please. Okay. I ate a Big Mac last week. Truth. I'm tired of hearing everything. So McDonald's is... I kind of liked the burger. I'm not saying I go buy and get a burger. I'm not Donald Trump or anything. But, yeah. I had a Big Mac. And I like the fries, too. You know what I do, Ms. Redberger? No kidding. With the fries... See, Bobby's like, I ate one this week because you're not a millennial. You know what I do with the fries? I lay them in a row. I open up my burger and I lay them in a row, like Dead Man's Row on top of my burger and put the thing back on. So I put French fries inside my burger. Who does that? Come on, man. Please don't make me the only one. Who puts French fries inside their burger? And I've laid them out like pickup sticks. Come on, man. Come on. I'm just asking for a little bit of affirmation. Anthony's done it. Potato chips are good too, just like that. I agree. But when all you have is a fry, you got to throw a fry in there. Hey, you got to try it. I'm not kidding you. Look, everybody here is agreeing. You throw a fry or three on top of your burger. Done. Even Jose's done it. Jose, who swore off Big Macs for life, has done it. Okay? So, millennials don't do that, though. 4 out of 5 millennials will never put a fry on their burger. Okay? I made that one up. Onion rings, too. 100% agree. Put an onion ring on there. I agree. Onion rings. That's why those fat burgers are so good. Right? Okay. I'm getting hungry. Good morning, Slingy. All right, I'm going to do another one. Here's a contest. Mr. Phil, you won that. Let's do another contest. You guys ready? Why is that? It's not a contest. It's a quiz. It's better. It's a quiz. Do you guys remember who's the author? Is it Mary Shelley? Who? Let me look it up real quick. I have to look it up. Who? Mary Shelley. Didn't Mary Shelley write Frankenstein? Right, Kim? Mary Shelley. That was the Frankenstein authoress. Right, Higgs? I was drawing a blank there for a second on By the way, I've been killing it on Jeopardy. I've gotten every single Final Jeopardy for the last 2 weeks in a row almost. I'm killing it. Brock's getting mad at me.
Hey,
What?
Hey.
You know I'm smashing it.
You are.
What? Okay. It upsets him when I get it. He's like, Mary Shelley. Yeah, we're a smart house. You always know you're a smart house if your house watches Jeopardy. Right, Kim? That's how you know you're a smart house. How do you know you're a dumb house? You know you're a dumb house if all you watch is SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, that's all. Okay? Or you're just pure news. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. The book Frankenstein. Who's read the book? Honest to goodness, cover to cover, who's read the book?
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Very well. Who's read the book cover to cover? We all think we know the story. We watched a movie. We watched Marty Feldman walk this way. Remember that scene? When Marty walked this way? The best scene in the whole movie. When the blonde answers the door, said something about it. What was the line about her knockers? Seriously. Help me out. I know some of you haven't memorized. Wow, those are nice knockers, or what was it? What was it? Come on. Wow. I know that with Marty Feldman, he said, walk this way, and he started limping just like him, which was absolutely hilarious. Oh my, what big knockers. Is that it, Penny? There it is. Okay? And don't forget, I'm 12 when I'm watching this for the first time, and I'm like, wow, those are really big. You guys got to remember that movie. It's hilarious. Frankenstein, right? Mary Shelley. There was a monster in the movie. 92% of you think that the monster's name was Frankenstein. That's what you think. You forget it's really the Dr. Victor Frankenstein. That was the doctor's name. Abby Normal, that's right, Abby Normal. Dr. Victor Frankenstein. Don't look this up, because you guys could. I know your dirty little thumbs and looking stuff up. Dr. Frankenstein. What was the name of the monster? The monster named himself, by the way. The monster named himself. Frankenstein never even called him this. The monster was like, I wish this was my name. What was it? The monster himself. What did the monster want to be called? Don't look it up. It's not Bob or Monster. Human. That's a good answer, Ms. Redberger. That's not the answer. What did the monster in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein want to be called? I got you guys all thinking. You guys are going to carry this one away for the rest of the day. You're going to go, I remember Dr. Frankenstein and his monster. Adam. Get it? Frankenstein's monster was never actually given a name. But he tells his creator, Victor Frankenstein, that he should be called Adam, based on Adam in the Bible. Victor, however, does not refer to the monster as Adam, but he instead uses various insulting names like devil, demon, specter, thing, being, and ogre. How would you like that? Your creator is calling you, yeah, you're a specter. You're a demon, you're a devil, you're a thing, you're a being. You're nothing but an ogre. Bro, you made me. Can you just call me Adam? Come on. I thought you guys would get that one. Couldn't give a prize away on that one. I tried. Victor was really mean. I agree with you. The story is a little different than when you see the commercialized movies and stuff. The book is absolutely, there's a part of it's actually scary, especially when the villagers get pissed. And the villagers are coming up the road with all the pitchforks and stuff. Pitchforks and torches and this and that. They're going to go poke Victor's eye out. It's a pretty good book. I'm going to leave the rando factos with this. See, guys like Higgs and me, us oldsters, us, boy, we feel like we're almost as old as Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Even look like him, start looking like him. And you feel like, I've lived a good life. I've had my ups, I've had my downs. I've been broke, I've been rich. I've been rich and broke. I don't care about money. I care about everything. You reach a certain point. You're about 65-ish. Life's almost over. Relax. Get your Social Security, go fishing. Colonel Sanders reached that age, 65 years old. Colonel Sanders, the creator of KFC, at 65 years old, he had already been fired from a bunch of jobs, including being a lawyer, and he found himself broke at the age of 65. That's when he began his first franchise. You think you're done? You think you don't have room to grow? You think there isn't still opportunities in your life? This guy never gave up. And yeah, it's not about money either, necessarily. For sure. Penny Pack. This is a 65-year-old guy. It's like, you know what? I'll start over. You guys out there that are worried about what am I going to do next? Do what you really love, what you believe, what you know you can do. 65, Higgs. He could have practically been in our gym class. Matter of fact, I think he was. We could claim it if we want to. We could claim it. You know what? Pops isn't putting it down at 65. I'm not putting it down at 65. Alan, there's a lot of people broke that choose to stay that way, so I disagree with you. He had a choice. He absolutely had a choice. Yeah, I think Colonel... Let's make him an honorary member of our gym class. Eggs. Okay? He fits in. So I thought that was a good thing. That's pretty motivating. Okay? That's pretty motivating. We're going to take about 10 minutes. We're going to be talking about monotubs all this week. FAE and making our own. I think he was the dog out of classes. Yeah, he was. He was the guy that was like usually chosen close to last, right, Eggs? But he never quit. He still showed up. I think that was him. Good call. The tall guy with glasses. Oh. Let's get to class. Monotubs. What is a monotub? What is a monotub? It's a microenvironment, right? It's a tiny little fruiting chamber. We're bringing in the outside world to our world, and we're creating a microclimate that we can control. Yesterday, I went in. We have all this stuff going on at the grow house. That's separate. But here, I have little experiments going and this and that. And then, of course, I have the bags that we started. Plus, I've started more bags. I'm practicing packaging so we can get spawn bags put on our site this coming couple of weeks. So I have a whole tent going with spawn here, colonizing. Hold on one second. So yesterday I go in to check on my bags. I check on them once a day. Make sure everything looks good and everything's working fine. And I walk in and I go, it feels a little warm in here. Warmer than it just doesn't feel right. So you grab the old, I hope you guys have one of these. You should have two things in your toolkit. You should have two things. You should have a temperature gun. Save up, they cost $25, $30. And you should have one more thing. You should have a cake thermometer. One second. Should have these two things, because remember we want our cakes to be at about 74 degrees, and we want our bags of spawn to be at about 78. If Corey D doesn't need it, that's okay. Hydrometer, yes, but that's the next level. Many times with the hydrometer, we can know as long as it's nice and moist. I'll give you an example. I don't need a hydrometer, hold on, to know, watch this. I don't need a hydrometer to know that that tub right there is experiencing a perfect amount of humidity. I can tell that there's a lot of humidity in this tub. Why I saved this picture too is because this picture is a perfect example of a tub that's breathing perfectly. We'll talk about that more this week. The airflow that's going out of this, the airflow that's going out of that tub in and out is creating this. And you know, just looking at that tub, when you look at it, that you've got a healthy, well-performing, breathing tub. And the only other thing that I want to make sure of, if I've looked at this, is I want to make sure that the heat is right. So the way I'm going to make sure that the heat of that cake is right, the way I'm going to make sure the heat of that cake is right is I'm going to take this little heat guy, this little guy, digital guy, and I'll stick him right in my cake. Boop, stick him right in there. And I'm going to read that thermometer, and it should read right around 74. Just because my room's 78 or my room's 74, how do you like that? Oh, it's perfect, the room's 74. Not so fast, my friend. What's the actual cake's temperature? These are the ways that you see Pops get some of the yields that I get. Okay, these little things, these little minor details, they matter. Yesterday, I go in to check my bags, and I get out my gun, and you point the gun, boop, and it gives you a little reading. And it tells you right here, stay 12 to 18 inches away from whatever you're reading. This is a fantastic, wonderful tool. I can't even tell you how I use it every day of my life. Yesterday, I go in there, it feels a little hot in here. I push the button on my gun. It tells me I'm at 120 something degrees. Well, I know that can't be true. This is not, I mean, it's hot in here, but it's not, I'm not walking into an oven. There's no way. It's like, what the heck? Well, let me tell you guys something. This is how goofy you can be sometimes. Change the battery once in a while. When your battery's going bad, your readings aren't accurate. You need to change the battery once in a while. I run down to the store. I get a new battery, a hardware store, eggs, because it's one of those 9 volts. I don't have those in my battery deal. And my battery, I have a little drawer where I keep all my extra batteries, you know what I mean? I didn't have 9 volts. Off we go. We got to go get a 9 volt battery. Oh my God, my house is blowing up. It's melting. Oh my God. I put the battery in and I go in and I read. Sure enough, my bags are at 88 degrees. That was the real number. The heater had spiked on me. So for I don't know how long, my bags all sat there getting way hotter than I want. So now it's cool them down quick time. Well, thank goodness we have fans and we turn the heater off and we get the fan going and it took a couple hours to get them back down to 78. All of that to say, you got to keep track of your stuff. Just make sure your stuff's working correctly. Make sure even these wonderful tools that we have are calibrated and working correctly. Okay? No, that's a different heater. Herbie, it's hard when you're running heaters as much as we do. It's tough. So those are 2 tools I highly recommend. We'll continue to talk about monotubs. I really didn't cover much of it today. Let's just talk about this part of it. We're going to actually... Temperature is so important. So important. Now, here's the truth. I hate to say this. If you spike hot for a small period of time, don't tell anybody this. It could be a benefit. It could kick something into gear. Like, oh my God. Now you got to catch it quick and get it back down so you don't get bacteria forming and you don't get contaminations. But to spike hot every once in a while, you'll actually find out that stuff grows faster. But it can't be a long spike because nature does that. Do you think anywhere in nature it sits there at 74 forever? Hi, I'm a 74 degree spot and I never change. No, it goes through an evening cycle. It goes through a morning cycle. It goes through the hot afternoon cycle. So you are going to cycle your temperatures in reality, in the real world temperature, mushroom real world. Point being, don't freak out if you get a spike in your tubs. Okay? Because in reality, if we're being nature, that happens. But if it happens for too long out in nature, gets too hot for too long, ask Carrie Crago what happens to mushrooms outside in Arizona at 112 degrees. She'll tell you. They don't last very long. So we're going to be talking about monotubs, and we're going to be talking about, there's 2 different major designs of monotubs. 2 major designs. There's the monotub, and then it's the same idea. This is a monotub design behind me. There's the monotub, and there's the shotgun chamber. Those are the two, more or less, types of growing chambers that we're going to use in what we do with mycology. And a lot of what we do depends on the kind of shrooms that we're growing. I'm at a disadvantage when I talk about some mushrooms because I've never grown them. CCS here, Citizen Scientist, he's grown a lot of different kinds, more than me. He's grown a bunch of different gourmet types, the edibles, etc. I've never concentrated on that. I have to be honest. My experience and my knowledge is really limited to what I read and hands-on to cubensis. So when we talk and you hear Pops teaching, talking, spreading information, it's kind of, let's be clear that most of the time I'm talking about how I grow cubensis, psilocybe cubensis. Okay? There are other methods, other methodologies, other substrates, we heard yesterday, reishi likes to have more CO2 than the cubensis that we like because it wants to grow long and stocky. So we'll have to be aware that when I'm talking about cubensis type of growing. And when you're growing, make sure that you're researching and understanding based off of the type of mushroom that you are choosing to grow. And there are many of us here that are not growing cubes, but are growing gourmets and lion's manes and many other wonderful, phenomenal mushrooms that have outstanding health properties. But here we're talking more cubensis. We're talking about two different kinds of chambers. We're going to compare two chambers the rest of this week. We're going to compare a monotub to a shotgun chamber. Pops has grown with both. I've used them both for cubensis. I'm going to give you a little sample of a modified. This is what I call a modified shotgun chamber. It doesn't have as many holes as a lot of shotgun chambers, but it has more holes than I'm usually putting in a tub. This right here there's a school of growers out there that are doing modified tubs, smaller holes, but more of them. And they're also painting the outside bottom of the tub so they don't have to put a liner in every time. So that guy right there is a modified shotgun tub with the old trick of painting the liner on. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of that the rest of this week. Whether we use a liner or we paint the liner on. Okay? And I practiced, I did both. So I'm not going to be the guy to tell you something that I don't have experience at. So we'll start on that tomorrow. We'll go through our fruiting chambers, which type, a monotub versus a shotgun chamber, and we're going to talk about why they're designed the way they are to get our airflow through them. Okay? Kimberly embraces side pins. Personally, and I'm not picking on you, Kim, I don't. Because so much energy, the mushroom itself wants to go out the side. It prefers it. It prefers sides and bottoms. And what happens is that cake, let's say it has, let's just put a number on it. It has 100 parts of energy in it. The cake that you built. It has 100 parts of energy. If we promote side pinning, it's going to take 50 parts. 50% of it's going to spend shooting it out the sides on these little things that are going to turn out and weep up and this and that. 50% of it wants to go out the side. And then you'll get another 50% that goes up the top. So basically, I'm going to get about half of my yield because I've suffered side pins. So it works. If I can get rid of the concept of side pins to my cake, it spends all of its 100 parts of energy going out the top, or about 95 parts. It'll still try to side pin a little, but now I'm getting fuller flushes, stronger, because I'm not side pinning. Side pinning steals from your top crop a lot, because that's where the mushroom is more comfortable. And mushrooms are going to grow where they're comfortable. So, side pinning, that's why liners are such an important part of the concept. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Okay? Jose, I avoid side pins like a plague. If my cake's side pinning, I've done something wrong. I'm not a good cake maker. And it's usually my liner. We're going to explain that some more tomorrow. Okay. Let's get our final reading in for today. It's not going to be super long. And then we're going to do a giveaway after that. Okay? And then tomorrow, I can't wait. We're going to actually do some hands-on showing you hole saw, how we make our holes, where we make them, why we place them where we do, etc. Today, I sort of got caught up on our tools using these temperature gauges to really quantify what you're doing correctly. We're on page 127 in the How to Be Love book. The title of his chapter is Loving Yourself. Whew, this is sometimes hard. You guys know this part. Loving yourself is honoring all of yourself. There's parts of me I still don't like. Less today than last year, I'd be honest with you. And I see a cycle of progress that's really, I never had before. Before I wasn't concerned with progress, I was concerned with squirreling up resources. With the shift in attitude and me looking at myself, I'm like, you know how you can make a list? You go to therapy, they give you the old paper. Write down a list of the things you like about yourself and the things you don't like about yourself. And how easy it is to make the don't like list versus the like list. It's easy to do. And here's what happens as we progress. The don't like list honestly does get smaller. You're like, you know what, I don't have that, that's not on that list anymore. Sometimes you find out it went from the don't like to the like side. It turned from a weakness into one of your strengths. I used to not really do that. Now I'm like doing it, I'm like, But that's because you're working on it. None of that would ever happen if you didn't try. Duh. But sometimes I get comfortable, content. Not in the outside world. I mean, not in my shrooming. Like, I want more. I want to grow faster. I want to be bigger. I want to be legal. I want to, slow down, Pops. That's my shroom world. My internal world is, Pops, you're in a better place than you've ever been in your whole entire life. Mentally, physically, we're going downhill a little because you're older, but still look good. But in a better place than you've ever been, and yet and still, I see areas that I need to improve. I can still make a list, and I have a feeling my other list is still going to be almost as big as my other list. There are parts of us that are easy to love. It might be our helpful side, our sense of humor, the fact that we share our Netflix password. There are also parts of us that aren't so easy to take. This guy says, for me, it's my moodiness, my overthinking, and whatever creative ways I use to make things difficult when my insecurities take the steering wheel. If we had our way, we'd only have the wonderful, lovable elements. And all these other things about ourselves that we don't approve of would get phased out. Like one-hit wonder pops and viral internet challenges. That's why we are in a constant need of improving ourselves. We hope the newer version of us will be better and therefore more worthy. I hope the better version of me is more worthy of your love. We'll never really feel that love if we can't honor and love ourselves right now. These are like blah, 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 blah words you guys have heard over and over. They are very, very real. This isn't new age, blah, blah. This is, you have got to be getting in touch with, even I know I've got areas that I'm working on. I have a bad list, I have a good list. Even the bad list, I still like myself. I'm still doing okay. I'll watch that bad list slowly melt. No, I won't watch it. I will practice it melt. We should all strive for progress and expand our mindsets beyond where we are. Listen, old relationships have taught us to be the new person we are today. Oh, that's so true. My old relationships have taught me how to be the new person I am today. There's things I did in those relationships I will never do again. I learned from them. There's things I did in those relationships I'm like, it worked. I carry that forward. There's things because of those relationships I learned about myself. Our newer relationships will take this version of us and flip it upside down until we get a new identity. Sometimes we look back and we wonder, how could we have ever been so narrow-sighted and naive? And we fill ourselves with resentment and regret. No matter how much better we get, we may fall into the trap of lamenting how bad we were. And that's because we haven't made a priority to see those old versions of ourselves as important steps to the journey of where you are now. Now, one of those things turned out to be a bad thing if you're progressing. They'll only be bad if you're stuck on the couch. You see, the old me is not my enemy. The old me is an important friend. The old me helped develop the person I am today. The person I am today will not be obsolete. The person I am today will evolve. Final. Our yesterdays prepare us for tomorrow. They're not just here to haunt us. That's what therapy's all about. Using some of that past trauma, able to let it go as it propels you forward to progress with no regret and no resentments. Just was what it was. I don't miss all the past versions of myself, but I'm glad I went through them. I can't skip steps on my journey. And as painful, awkward, and outright embarrassing as some of those sides I've shown have been, they mean just as much as my great qualities. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Absolutely correct. Thank you. I love you guys, and I'm thank you for being my therapists. You guys have one therapist. I get about 80 a day. Okay? I get a good strong 80 a day. Let's do a final giveaway. Final giveaway, we're going to do numbers because it's easiest on pops. Okay? Let's get this game going. Final giveaway, numbers 1 through 50. I have a number in the chute. Let's go. Let's go. I have a number in the chute. Who's going to win this one, Nerdy? I love you too, Billy. Who's going to win this one? Deborah, that's cute. You have to work at it. One of these days it becomes so natural you don't even, you're just like, hey, I'm kind, man. Everybody calls me kind. It's like, really? Not the old you. You're the most selfish guy on the team, Pops. What do they call you? Here we go, Carrie. There you are. Keep going. I haven't seen the number yet. I have not seen the number yet. I like this because you guys can't go Google the answer. All right? Only I know the answer. I have the answer in the chute over here. Funny Zenverse didn't get it right. Nice try, Funny. Let's go. Give me 3 numbers, and one of them is going to be this one in the chute. None of you have it yet. None of you have gotten, there it is. There it is. And he's definitely going to get this prize. 19, it's going out to my buddy and yours, Hager Bump. Hager Bump. Now it's the wrong button, Eggs. Hold on. Eggs is getting it. For those of you that don't know, Hager Bump and I went to the same gym class. We were in the same gym class. We had the same gym coach. It was a weird situation because I was on the West Coast and he was on the East Coast, but we were in the same gym class. So we're still working. We're still figuring out metaphysically how that happened. Okay, but we know it did. And he had Coach Carmine Russo, and I had Coach Carmine Russo. Okay, and now we're finding out we're 99.9% sure that Colonel Sanders was in our class. He was the tall kid with the glasses. He was always at the end of the line there. Hags. It's amazing. So let's get our final giveaway. Hags, what'd you win? Hags, I'm going to send you an 8th. Hags, I'm sending you an 8th. So we went in gym class without physical form. Hanks just picked up the last dodgeball. Hanks jumped. Hanks could rip it. Yeah, man, that guy could rip a dodgeball. I'm not, you know how you run it back and forth up against the board? Higgs is back there going, oh, wham! It's like, Higgs was well known for his throw. He was freaking amazing. And Colonel Sanders out every time. Larry Sanders, the guy at the end, how come we have never made it? Pops, I was in between. A little win, a little lose. Here we go, Higgs, my dodgeball. Hey guys, let's play dodgeball at Mushfest. Let's play dodgeball at Mushfest. I picture Sharon. I'm picking on her again. Here, let's Sharon. Sharon, you're up. Kim, go. Oh, think about it. Think of all the people. Eggs. You're killing me here. You're killing me, Smalls. Someone's gonna get hurt. Dodgeball. How about teams? Okay. Now, see, I was ready to close this game here a little while ago. Eggs. That's so funny. Here comes your eighth, bro. There's an eighth of iceberg coming to you. And I also, for you, my friend, I'm sending you a plate. P-E. This is P-E. Excuse me. A beautiful plate of PE. Higgs, I'm going to send this out today. Here's what happened. The little donation piece, that's where the agar was. It fell out of the center and fell over here to the side. It's still fine though. Okay? So when you get it, and it's all colonizing back in and everything here. So you can see where the agar donation decided, I really don't like that spot. I'd like to pick a new spot. Okay? So this, and I'm sending it today so you could use it right away. Once you get it, Higgs, and I'm sending it to Higgs because you guys, you have to know he's really growing shrooms and he's doing his thing. So I'm going to send this to you today. Off-center genetics, Kim. Okay? So I'm sending this to you today, Higgs, so you can do something with it right away. All right? Either that or you're just going to have to put it in your refrigerator and think about it. Okay. So thank you for being here, you guys. Don't crack me up. I need to go. We have stuff to do. I love you guys. I'm sincerely enjoy my time here in the mornings and my big, beautiful family. And the fact that we're progressing. Geez, nobody's perfect. Count me in. I'm not. My good friend Eric writes to me yesterday, Pops, where's my package? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to be like, Mr. Check the tracking. And then I look back and it was last Thursday and I'm like, oh, you're right, Eric. I forgot to send it. So every once in a while, Pops makes a big one. Go have a good day, you guys. Love you. Mean it. We're not perfect, but we're progressing. Right, Anthony? And Jesus Christ in Australia. And Bobby Johnson and Jimmy Max and Miklos. Good morning, Miklos. And Jose and Bob and Biggie Alley. And Vegas, love you, girl. And Anthony and Herbie Von Werby Kabop. And Shy and Jimmy and Bobby. And Jesus Christ, I never forget you. I can't forget you. Mike Baraball and Billy D and Benny Ben and Nerdy. And Cleany and Niffy. And the Walls. I don't know nothing about track. And Slingy and Herbie and Jolie, my dear. Thank you for the tea, sweetie. Nerdy and Higgs. Pops, peace. Love you, Higgs. Anthony, you're going to get a shot with the dodgeball. But if you throw, you have to also be thrown at. That's part of the deal. All right? If you're going to take a shot, you got to get a shot. Slingy, Jose and Shy and Kim. And Billy Flynn and the Waz and Anthony. That's the Hunt guy. Jesus Christ and Deborah and Jose and Nat and Greenie and Mike Baraball and Patrick Pachaca. Hey, PP and Mouth and Mushy. Mushy, let's do some dodgeball too. Jesus, Mushy's like, I'm going to throw the cornhole bag at you. Jesus Christ, Carrie, Grady, Hip Kitty, meow. Laura, have a divine day. Anthony, flying wing, nerdy. Jesus Christ, please be safe in Australia. Pops, peace, love.